Welcome back, everybody. You are now listening to the Kai Beam Podcast, episode 14. You already know what it is. You got your boy Kai Beam here with my co-hosts, Gamdo and Illusive, of course. So, lots of topics to get into. The first thing we're going to start off, because, we just like to start off either with sad, shit or just funny stuff. So, we have this man, Tyrese Gibson, over here. And if you don't know who this person is, this is the same nigga who made videos of himself crying because he had to pay child support. And he just looked like a fucking doof. And now we have this man again, where for some strange reason, I don't know why his girlfriend would go along with this, he recorded himself on Instagram shaving her pubic hair. And all the while he's doing it, he's licking his lips like a fucking weirdo. So, listen, Tyrese. We know you got a few screws loose, man, but you need to stop, bro. Because this, I don't know what to say about this man. We've seen him time and time again where he just puts himself in these positions to just get clowned into oblivion. Again, like I said off mic, we have another situation with this man where he was just going just berserk, tweeting The Rock. Like, I don't remember when this happened. It was a couple years ago because the Fast and Furious was getting a spin-off featuring Jason Statham's character, which we already seen the movie at this point. It's been a while, and The Rock's character. And for some reason, this man went on like a 20 tweet tirade, just adding The Rock. He's like, please, talk to me. Tell me why you're doing this. We're a family, man. I've been trying to call you. I'm just like, this nigga's a clown. That's all I have to say. Like, fucking doof.
Alright, so...
Does it to himself.
He does.
So, let me get this straight. Because he's over here, like, pretty much... Wait, is he shaving her pubic? Or
yeah, no. The video starts... She has her legs crossed. He opens them up, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get the oil and the cream and mix that together. I'm like, oh, alright, man.
Wait, and they're allowed this shit on Instagram?
Like,
I mean, you don't
yeah, they didn't actually show, like, her vagina, but, like, he opened her legs and just started, like, shaving. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Like honestly.
I mean, he's pleasing his woman, so I guess.
Yeah. Well, how about you do that shit not on the internet like a fucking weirdo? Like, shit is weird, man.
I ain't gonna lie, like it's
fucking
done a lot
weird.
of clout chasing back in his day, which is maybe like a couple years ago. But like, it's just that's one of the weirdest things. I didn't watch the video. I didn't want to watch.
You honestly shouldn't. It's fucking weird.
The description for what Kai Beam has put on here, I don't want to watch it. I don't know. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And, as I was telling the guys earlier, I was saying like this guy kind of had this little beef with The Rock, kind of early on, maybe like a few years ago, like the last movie before Paul Walker passed away. There's a scene towards the end of that movie where basically it was non-scripted, and it actually caused them to actually have beef, and it was really funny. But yeah, the whole cast and crew kind of had beef, like with the bigger stars and stuff. Like, yeah, like Vin Diesel, Tyrese, and then The Rock. I'm not sure if I already mentioned him, and. Yeah, I know that the way that they had the movies being filmed too, they had like certain rules where like certain characters can only get hit a certain amount of times. And I'm not sure if you guys have caught this, but you know how in every like fight scene in the movie, like these guys are actually about to throw it down and they get interrupted. You guys remember that? Yeah, that happens a lot. That's actually like one of the like the elements they use for their films. Like for whatever reason. I remember in like Hobbs and Shaw, they were getting ready to like beat their face in, and then they got interrupted. Like it happens a lot. But yeah, no, that
That's because during stunt scene, even though as cool as it looks of them doing those stunts, they could easily hurt each other, so they have to also
no, but I mean, like for the sake of the plot, they always just interrupt. Like someone's just like, whoa, hold on, cowboy, that's what's going on here. Like they always do that stuff where like a character, which is kind of good to a certain degree because of the fact that I'm always a fan of keeping a villain alive and not just killing him off in one movie.
Yep.
But if it happens over and over again, where like Vin Diesel is, fighting Jason Statham with like a bunch of pipes and wrenches and shit, like he's a Star Wars villain in the steampunk era, like don't all of a sudden have a helicopter just come in, shoot the parking lot, and then he just steps on the ground and causes it to fall over. It's just overplayed out.
Well, I have one thing to say about all that. Look at me. I'm a black Superman. That was one of the only reasons I wanted Hobbs and Shaw, because like I told you guys, I only ever watched like maybe the first two Fast and Furious, and after that I just clocked out. But I like Jason Statham and I like The Rock, so I was like, why not? I don't have to see the other ones. Oh yeah, Idris Elba too. Yeah, my bad. How could I forget Idris Elba? You should. It's pretty good.
I just kind of fell out of it. I honestly I mean, after I got done watching Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, I was like, this ain't my thing no more. Just because
Hobbs and Shaw is definitely better than the Fast and the Furious movie. That's for sure.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
Standalone, then that's pretty fun.
No, I'm sure because it makes sense. It's not racing. It's actually like undercover shit.
Yeah, espionage stuff going on. But like, even if you don't know shit about the Fast and Furious universe, just watching Hobbs and Shaw is like a good standalone experience. It's just that good movie fun where there's a lot of explosions and fast cars and people with just beating up each other and like a good combat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The ending scene to that, where they had a three-way fight. Well, 2v1 because he's Black Superman. So you had The Rock and Jason Statham. Honestly, that was a good combo scene. They ended up actually breaking his back, and I mean Idris Elba, his character's back, like on some Bane shit. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, not a bad movie.
On the Tyrese shit, I just find that shit funny. And I don't know how you can't find that shit.
No, I think it's hilarious. I just don't understand why he likes to make a fool of himself. Because, like I said, just earlier,
the more money you get, bro.
Yeah, I guess, but just earlier. But if you're a cornball, I guess that's the whole conversation. Nigga, he's just a cornball. He's corny. Like back when he had to use doing those videos. And we always reference this as like he's over here trying to get people to like, pity him, like I just want my baby type shit. It's like you fucking corny, man. Like, no one is gonna.
You know how many times this man has reinvented his image? Like he started as a freaking R&B musician and just moved from there and started doing all the kind of crap. So yeah,
I mean that's kind of what everyone does.
Yeah, everyone does.
Go from movies to R&B or R&B to movies, but why do I have a feeling that his little antics on the internet has actually caused his role to be changed to more of a comedic relief?
He is now.
Because of the fact they probably laughed at him. They're like, man, this guy's pretty funny. Why don't we make him serious? Like,
he went from being like kind of like this hard ass who could like be mistaken for action star to now being like the comedic role kind of person who does like just laughable stuff, and I find it pretty hilarious.
I'm not saying it's not funny. I'm just saying he's fucking corny. Like that's just the bottom line.
I mean, isn't corny like the best kind of funny though? It's crazy, but it's still funny.
I don't know. I don't know.
But hey, we got Fast 9 coming out, and then we got 2 more movies coming out after that. So
I don't know. I'm looking forward to this fast guys going to space, man. Saw that giant rocket that is strapped to the back of that jet. That show's going places.
I don't think I ever watched the trailer for it. But I was like, it was only a matter of time before this shit went to space. These niggas are fucking racing on space particles and shit.
Back from the dead. Like, You had one guy who pretty much got caught in a car bombing because he got sideswiped.
I mean, Han was a favorite character, bro. They had to
I
bring his
get
ass
that,
back.
but the thing is, though, it's just like he literally died in a car explosion, and then all of a sudden you see him in Fast 9, show him in the trailer, and he's like, "I'm back, guys." It's like when Crypto comes back from his drone, he's like, "I'm coming back." Like, I don't know, it's fucking weird, man. Like, and then you're all of a sudden you're putting this like plot right here where Dom has a brother who looks absolutely nothing alike. You put in John Cena. And he's a blonde dude versus I don't know whatever the fuck The Rock or Vin Diesel is, and he's like that's Dom's brother, and you just got two oily, muscled up dudes just fighting each other.
Don actually had another brother that he was that guy with the ADHD who got fucking killed in what was it, the first movie or the second movie? I don't freaking remember. The guy who was really good at fixing cars and shit, but he just had a problem like concentrating. And he would have bet off Dom's car and got himself killed. It's like a little awkward dude. Well, it's the movie's been a while, but it's like they just totally forgot about that guy.
Right. Well, if you don't have much else to say about that topic, I feel like this is a funny one. I'm not sure if you guys... I know how... We've all stated how we feel about award shows on this podcast. Like, you know, Grammys, Oscars, type of shit. It's just politics. But, you know, I actually want to congratulate Daniel Kaluuya that he actually, you know, won the Best Supporting Academy Award for Judas and the Black Messiah. Which, then again, here's the fuckery with that. It's the fact that for some reason, they put Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield in the same category of supporting actor, which didn't make any sense to me considering Lakeith Stanfield, was he not the main character of that movie?
Yeah, I mean,
technically he was the main character, and I don't know, one of them, because I could say
like I could see
it could be like the main actor and he was a supporting actor, or it could be flip around, but either way, both of them shouldn't be in the same category.
No, they shouldn't.
That just kind of limit the chances of them winning or in like that part that they play in that movie to make it really stand out.
Exactly, and they both did such an amazing job, honestly.
Exactly.
Like,
so there should have been in one should have been like a lead role category, and one should have been like the supporting actor category, in my opinion.
See, the thing is, this is the reason why I don't respect the Oscars, because this is one of those things, and it
It's
gets
just fucking
down
stupid,
to our lower conversation right here. I feel like Daniel got the Academy Award for playing a black tragic character. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, oh, we're gonna have a character who plays nothing off of trauma, and which, I mean, he did a very, very good job playing Fred Hampton.
he did.
But it's like, of course, that movie ended in tragedy, and people eat that shit up. I think I'm past the point. I think I said this. I'm not sure if we talked about them. I think we did last podcast episode, but I was saying like that at this point, I think we are past the point where if you're making a movie that's centered around like black tragedy or trauma, it's not going to make people uncomfortable. They're going to start enjoying that shit. And I literally feel like people who watch this are just like...
It's really desensitizing people to like the actual problem that's going on with these things, like what they're trying to shed light upon. It's not like, how you say, it's not a conversation, it's not a difficult conversation anymore, it's now an entertainment conversation.
What is that's a good point.
Entertaining of this topic that we could bring along and add in the movie. It doesn't really make an impact.
It's the same thing when you did 12 Years a Slave, where you're like, oh my gosh, she played a slave so well. Like, that shit's awful.
It's fucking awful. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
And then you're gonna have Lakeith Stanfield. How are you gonna have him support? Who was the main character then?
That's what I'm. That's what I was saying. It's like literally the whole story.
Was the main character.
That's dumb because honestly, he had a supporting role. It looked like a supporting role, but I digress. The bigger picture here, where of course with any award show, if you think that they're gonna do someone justice, they fucking don't, because they set up they set up this thing from the information that I've heard. They set up the entire fucking show as like they're doing a bunch of odes to Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace, and he's like sweeped a lot of awards for his most recent movies. So it had seemed like he was gonna win the best actor, and he didn't. They snubbed him, and for some reason they was like, yeah, Anthony Hopkins, here you go. And it was the funniest part. No disrespect to Anthony Hopkins, because he's a great actor.
And who's surprised?
No one. Absolutely no
Where
one.
did you win the Best Actor award from? Like
some movie called The Father or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I found it even more hilarious that Anthony Hopkins, he wasn't even there. He was like, nigga, I don't care. That shit is funny. That shit is funny.
That guy is one.
Yeah.
I don't care about that stupid shit anymore.
Yeah.
no.
I think it's kind of pointless to him. He doesn't like.
He is a great actor though, but
No, he is. But I'm just saying, like, he doesn't care about that shit anymore. I don't know why he would show up to it. Like nobody.
He wasn't there because he had like some sort of sickness or something or someone.
And
okay.
why the hell would he even go to stuff that is just fucking rated fucking like rating with where you could get your ass sick? You see how old that guy is?
It was being held on Zoom, but even then he didn't show up.
I wouldn't show up either. That shit is fucking crap. Like,
but I mean, like, no one should take the Oscars serious. Just
nope, it's the same shit as the Grammys, dude.
Entertainment industry.
It's the same shit.
Show up to any of those fucking events.
Nah, that's me all day. Like, nigga, fuck the Grammys, bro. That shit is ass. All these award shows, they're fucking stupid. Like, and you don't need that shit to validate like your craft, man. Like, you really don't.
Because once you put too much fucking stock in that shit, it kind of like staggers your friggin' creativity, because all you're doing now is just trying to work your way up to winning these stupid ass awards that ain't gonna contribute shit to you, besides you having it like to show that you actually have won one of these things.
Right.
Bro, if your whole entire life is to act to get a Grammy, you're not an actor. You're like,
believe it or not,
you're like a trophy hunter.
Who actually does that for a living? Who just won a freaking win these
awards? Win a Grammy and an Oscar,
and they're not that popular. People don't often like them. A lot of people who are like down to earth, who are actors, like Elizabeth Olsen was like asked like, "Oh, do you want to win an Oscar?" And she was like, "No."
Yeah, because like
she's a great actress.
Like, it put like a bunch of airheads in your head. Doing my podcast. It put a bunch like it makes your ego get inflated, because now after you win that award, like that's like the pinnacle of everything that you could do. So in essence, like what is the next steps of where you could go with that shit?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just not that important. Like,
it really is not.
The whole thing with Daniel Kaluuya, like, that's just
that guy's a great actor. I like.
He is a great actor.
I want to see another movie with him and like Keith Stanfield. Those guys make
they work. What's funny? They do work well together for some reason. Like, yeah, especially that Get Out movie. Yeah, and
just because of the fact that like Keith Stanfield, he is so unpredictable to me, because like. The way this dude looks, I don't know what in the world is going on inside his head, but I can't predict. I could not predict, because it's just like, even in Knives Out wasn't really like.
Thank you for
anything. Yeah, sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
That one, I was just like, bro.
Yeah,
what is on his mind?
You really killed that movie though. I really liked that movie a lot. You weren't expecting like that, but yeah. Because it's like that movie is like a kind of like a meta / a parody to a lot of shit that is happening in real life right now, and it just like hyperactively take that shit like to the next level, where like pretty much people are working for minimum wage and they are homeless, and the corporations are like, yeah, since you're homeless, we'll provide you with a living. All you gotta do is just live over here in our corporation. You get 24 hours support, but you just work countless hours and never go home. Like,
Oh, I
I need to
realized
watch
that I
them. I
didn't
need to
fuck
watch
all
that
of them.
movie.
Yeah. No, you should. Uh, it's gonna be really trippy. It's one of those things, kind of like I Am Mother, where like the interpretation you just gotta watch it multiple times. Because I know like towards the end, like when it was coming close to the end, I felt like I was high because I was like, what the
yeah,
fuck is
because it
going
just
on?
took an entirely left field of going straight up like sci-fi thriller kind of stuff where it's just have that weird suspense conspiracy going on in the background with the horse people where you don't even know where the hell that shit was leading, but it was still
Yeah,
funny though.
I need to see more movies like that.
It really, yeah. I feel like that movie was kind of underplayed when it came out because it should have like more publicity in a sense because it was a pretty good movie in my opinion.
hmm
Yeah.
I got.
What's about
hmm.
Billie Eilish?
Oh yeah. I was about to say.
What's going on right now?
Oh, nothing serious. It's just I follow her on Insta and yeah, she's putting out a new album, and I just wanted to put that on there just because like it had been a while, and I consider myself like a casual fan of hers just because she's extremely talented. So I'm looking forward. I probably will end up doing. I mean, it's not coming out till like July 30th, but
So
oh what? Huh?
how depressing and funny is this album gonna be?
Well, I mean, the title of it is Happier Than Ever, so I don't know.
So it's gonna be pretty depressing though.
It could be. It could
She
be.
does she does the opposite of what
She does. She does a lot
Either
of sad
that or
shit.
she's like actually, it's actually gonna be her being happy and it's not gonna be good music.
Maybe.
Which I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
lie, I'm not used to seeing her hair like that. I mean,
yeah, she
what I remember is
bleached
usually
it.
like green and stuff. She kind of looks like Cara Delevingne, so
maybe she's changing up the style, man.
Yeah,
no,
she
I
she
guess
bleached
she
it.
is. But it's just like, man, like when you have when you have a certain style for so long and you change, you're like, who the fuck is that? Like, so
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Maybe she's gonna try something new, or maybe she'll just stick to the genre that she started off in. But she's definitely talented, that's for sure.
What genre is
yeah.
that again?
I mean, I don't know what
Because I
genre I'd
thought
say
she's
that
like an
is
electro pop artist or
electric.
whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's probably. But like maybe she'll go in the more like Lana or Lana shit.
Oh, please don't do that.
Why not, man? You don't think she can do that?
Nah, she should stay.
I don't.
That.
I think Billie Eilish should just kind of stick to
Yeah,
what
and
she's
keep
been
doing
doing.
her.
Like, I don't want her to do that.
But see, here's the conundrum with that. You have fans like that say that. Well, not just fans. Let's just not even take this conversation off of her, because how is artists supposed to grow or even because here's the thing, like every artist they have like a kind of experimental album that they do, whether they want to please their fans or not. It's just to grow as an artist, like doing the same shit over and over and over. That gets boring. Like you want to try different stuff.
That's the thing, though. She's original, so let her stick with her originality instead of.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you can have originality and still try different stuff. Like that's all I'm saying.
I think there's a difference between like style and just the things, the way that you sing.
Trying to mimic other people or something.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying she should be like, talking about other things, because what she talks about is actually good content. Like she has shit to say. I'm not saying she should change that. I'm just saying in terms of her aesthetic, like maybe a different instrumental or arrangement. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she should change her content at all. Like, no, don't do that.
Okay.
No, never.
I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, like maybe she just does like a more happy song, or maybe there's one that's just really dark. I don't know, but yeah, she doesn't need to change the content.
Darker than that.
Maybe. Who knows?
I mean, the only thing I literally know Billie Eilish for is like, I like to like classify her music as like I fucked your dad kind of music. That's just how I see it. Just because of the fact that like her music, her aesthetic is literally like, yeah, I'm dating you, but I'm attracted to your dad, like kind of shit. So
That's
I don't know.
That's an oddly specific.
Yeah.
You see
way
her,
of looking
like
up
you
a
listen to her
person's
music, like Bad Guy, like that's literally what it feels like. It's just like I don't know.
I don't know.
I
When
mean,
I listen to
that's
her
not
music,
that's
that's
like
not like anything
yeah
that comes to mind. But
for
I
me
guess
either.
everybody have a
It's their
different
own
picture of me.
interpretation.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
a music because you guys already know every time you keep trying to tell me what the meaning is behind the music, and it just fucking ruins it for me. Keep telling
Oh,
me,
okay, like
that's the stuff. Trying to tell me
that's
what.
different from between the weekend and stuff like that. Like that one, I had actually I listened to that like intensely, but not Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish just kind of seemed like someone's just like yeah, she writes those kind of songs for people who are just like yeah I can fuck anyone. I don't know. I'm probably reaching, but.
Yeah, I mean, that's your own interpretation. I think she's just the reason I brought any of this up is I just think she's talented and I'm willing to give it a listen because I have a couple like I have a huge ass Pandora playlist and I have a couple of songs stashed in there. That shit like my playlist is like 500 songs, no lie, and I just have like all these different genres just in a fucking bubbling pot of like different genres and shit. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. It's pretty cool.
It's funny that like you said like that's your interpretation of that of her, the way she presents the song because my interpretation of that is just like she doesn't care. She just fucking
Yeah,
like
that's
put
how
out
I
what's
feel.
on her mind and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also like the thing is too is a lot of it is my interpretation kind of came from a lot of other people because like once they kept saying enough I was like you know what it kind of does sound like that like huh
okay
so
I understand because
that's probably why but
Yeah.
it's really
yeah.
it's really hard for me to get swayed by people's opinions so yeah.
Right. Well, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick I speaking of albums I want to come out Frank Ocean please make another album damn it.
You know that guy's not gonna make another album. Whenever
No, he is,
album,
but it's gonna be a
like
while.
96 years old.
Yeah.
It's been
a while.
5 years. Please.
He's just one of those artists where
dude, he takes his
time and you
don't
can't rush him.
Part, man.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, like me as an artist myself, like I'm not saying I would take that long, but I definitely can see why it's important to have like breaks between your work because you can live your life, gain experiences that you can write about. Like that's something tangible that you can use, right? It's cool. So I think his next album is probably going to be pretty fire because at this point it's been like years.
Well, it's gonna be crap, but we're still gonna
This
enjoy
nigga,
it,
this
he's
nigga,
gonna fucking put something out there to listen that is new, even though his old jams are still like pretty awesome.
I love Chandler.
I don't think
love
Frank
Chandler.
Ocean can fall off.
You don't think that, bro?
Hell no, I can't. No, because the thing is like, how can you have 2 albums? I mean, granted, he doesn't have that many albums, which is like Kai Beam said, is really good when you don't constantly put music out there. And so when he had Orange and Blonde come out, those shits back to back were both fire. They have their own like flavor.
True. He does have a consistency with putting out good music. So
and even when he does his like his singles and stuff like that, like oh gosh, it's like Biking or Chanel or Provider. That shit has its own man. Man.
We're about to get this man to start listening to Frank Ocean again while we're recording the podcast, man.
Bro, I have a Frank Ocean song as my alarm clock. I'm waking up to that shit like Novocaine, like bruh.
Novocaine's a great one. I think one of my favorite songs by him would have to be damn, what was the name of that song? Lost. Pyramids is a great one. Pyramids is good, but Lost is another really good one I love too. Yeah, he's a great artist, man. Just like to Kendrick, we haven't heard from that nigga in a while. I'm looking forward to his next album. See what that's about. And
Kendrick and oh man,
Cole too.
1985. I'm not sure when that shit's about to come out from Cole.
Yeah, I don't know either. Hope maybe this year, hopefully. I really hope like Kendrick comes out this year too, because it really has been a while. It's been like, when did he drop? Damn, was that like 2017?
Yeah,
damn, bro.
Around when Black Panther came out, I think.
Yeah, around that time.
Black
Panther.
Damn.
So his album, I know it's Kendrick never misses, man. That nigga he just stays batting at 100. So yeah, I can't wait to see what he comes out. Cole and all these
J. Cole's come out with something yet?
I mean, he
had
keeps
like a couple more albums in his belt, and then he was gonna retire. Which
I don't blame him. Good way to go out, my brother.
yeah.
Just his last songs he had like Lion on or what was it Lion on Ice or something like that, or Lion King on Ice. That one was, I like that one because he released that like a couple days after. I think that was the song where he was basically responding to No Name because like
that whole thing,
calling people out like, oh, why don't you? What did she say? Like, why don't you release some music or something? Like,
no, she there was this whole thing like where she was basically like criticizing that people like say that in their music they're for the cause, but like they don't actually do shit and like help out. Like they don't like march or anything. But then there was like what made that stupid.
Why the hell would I want to go and march?
I don't know.
Mugged by lunatics on the street.
I don't know.
And get beaten up by cops and get sprayed by freaking.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are pictures of Cole and Kendrick marching with people.
Yeah, see.
So
because like a bunch of people I don't like them or hate them, and they're actually out there doing stuff like that. I mean, I'm a nobody, so I could go out there and march and get my ass beat up. I don't have to worry. Like, the beat up is not going to be targetedly specific at me because everybody else is going to be getting an ass whoop on the street with by damn popos when you're fucking protesting. But
J. Cole has, like, they're not going to beat. No police officer is going to beat him up and then have to face the music lawyers.
Yeah, you'll be surprised, bro. You'll be surprised because
I mean, they could, but the thing is, though, it's just like,
I mean,
have you ever seen Jay-Z get beat up by police officers?
It's not gonna be targeted at him, but like, just say like a chaos just fucking breaks out and people start running and shit. Yeah, he could easily get his ass fucking whooped by just a random fucking cop chasing a bunch of protesters.
But the thing is, would he? I guess I could see Cole or maybe even Kendrick as one of those guys that don't particularly go out very much because of, like, you know, things that could happen. So which means maybe when they do, they don't have security with them. So yeah, maybe something like that could happen.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like the kind of shit that Kendrick talks about, I feel like he might just pull out a gat.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, like, you know, was like on that gang affiliated type shit. So
yeah.
What's up now, man?
He's gonna be playing fucking like We All Right.
Nigga, we gonna be alright? Oh, that's such a fucking fire song, dude. Love that song.
No, that's just gonna be, I don't know.
Hopefully
crazy. Those guys come out soon. I need some more music. I don't think all I've been finding is like music that's been kind of mixed and shit like that. I think that's just kind of been my
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I wanted to move on to this topic right here. I forgot about this topic and I wanted to start off with this. So, I'm going to omit the names in this whole situation, but I'll just say it like this. I'm glad we don't associate with these people no more, and by these people, I mean my mom's friends, because they had a falling out, her and one of her best friends. But come to find out, like, she sends me this article where the friend's husband, this dude, beat up an 8-year-old kid and killed him. And yeah, he got booked. Thankfully, he's a murderer. So yeah, I hope he rots in prison, because that is some very fucking just awful shit.
Like, bro, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get his ass whooped. Like I said, they find out you harmed a child and you're like a child killer or molester or any of that. He's about to get his face rearranged.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I just couldn't believe when I got that article and it showed his face. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Wait, you knew the guy personally?
I saw him.
Yes, I knew him personally. Yes, nigga.
I saw him in my kitchen.
We went to their house like every once in a while and stuff before, like, my mom and her friend fell out over some stupid shit because the friend was being an asshole. And like I said, I'm just happy. Like, but here's the thing me and my mom talked about. As with anything in situations like this, the people that suffer the most are the kids. Because, yeah.
Wait. Was that the same one that had issues with your cousin?
Which one?
The youngest one. I don't want to say his name, but he was like super tall now because he was like.
Oh yeah, it is them. Yeah.
Dang, is that the reason why she didn't want him? Is because of the fact that he's terrible with kids?
I don't know, dude. That whole situation. I told you guys off this because I'm not gonna share all these details. It's too private. Yeah, but there's a lot that happened between. There's a lot of stuff history here. So I don't know. Maybe that could have been part of the reason why, but mostly no. The friend was just being an asshole to my mom, and that shit fell through. But like I said, I'm glad we don't associate with them beyond like their kids. They're good. They're good kids, and it sucks that they have to live through something like this, where your dad's a murderer. Like that's kind of tough to deal with there.
That's more than that's tough as fuck.
Yeah, like it's gonna be hard, and I wish them well, because I haven't talked to them in a while, but I'm not saying I would never talk to them. They could hit me up and be like, hey, how you doing? Because the problems that exist aren't with them. It's their parents, So. I know my mom gives them advice every now and then too, because she still talks to them. So I think it's good for them to have a good support system for sure. And I hope that they get through that, because that's fucked up. So yeah, that's all I had to say about that. And I think we should, since we were in the entertainment industry, for one on that tangent. I thought
you were saying since we were just getting off of some entertainment. I was like, God damn.
No.
No. Oh man.
We got Captain America 4 confirmed. So.
We should have talked about that.
Who's gonna be Captain?
Oh yeah. Maybe we'll save that. Okay, we'll talk about this because it's a quick thing. So Russell Crowe, he's gonna be playing Thor, or. He's going to be playing Zeus in Thor 4. But, I mean, beyond this, honestly, this is cool, but I fully expect the movie's probably going to start off with Gore just coming up and just chopping his damn head off. Like, I'm assuming that's what's going to happen, because this nigga Gore is no joke. He's going around killing gods, and I'm assuming he's going to have the all-black necrosword. He's powerful as shit. And it's going to be interesting, because in the comic story, obviously, they're going to have to change it, because it took 3 Thors to stop this nigga. His past self, his future self, and then the present one. Just to stop Gore. So...
who said they're going to change that shit? They already introduced time travel.
That is true. So, that would be fucking dope if we saw future Thor, because, God, future Thor is fucking cool, dude. He's awesome.
We might end up getting, like, the golden arm Thor, too.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, they gave him another eye, because I'm not really a fan of Thor just one eye, like not even the comics, because it's just fucking whack to me. So I'm glad they gave him another eye. However, I do want to see him actually have like a golden arm, just because it just looks so cool.
It really does. Like, honestly, man, there was a story too I was listening to where Thor, Earth had been completely destroyed. Thor was still ruler of Asgard, but him and his nieces, they went to Earth to like try to I think they like went there every once in a while just to see like if life was growing back on there and like it could start anew. And like Galactus rolled up and it was like, yeah, finally I can get this fucking planet. Like there's no one here to stop me. So there was literally a battle with Thor, Galactus, or Thor and his nieces versus Galactus, and of course Galactus overpowers them. He fucking like smashed Thor across the galaxy. But what was cool was the part that Thor ended up. There was the all-black necrosword was there because Gore's was way dead by this point. So he was just like, aha, took that shit, fought Galactus off with it. And then by the end of that story, Earth started growing life again, like plants and shit. So they're like, oh, yes, you know, it can start anew now. And it's like, it was a good story, actually. I enjoyed it. But, yeah. I guess since we're here, we can go on the game stuff.
Oh, man, we're not going to go back. I thought we were going to do Captain America. Did you see Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Not yet. Man, you're asking me. You know I had a lot of stuff I have been watching.
Yeah, he has been watching a lot of shit. So.
Yeah, and
I'll get to that eventually. Yeah, and fall asleep. That too.
Well, let's go ahead and get into that so we can cover the Captain America 4 thing. So, basically, yeah, the Captain America. Damn, that's gonna stick with me. Falcon and the Winter Soldier ended, and it only had 6 episodes. Went by kind of quick, but man, I think I preferred that over WandaVision, just because of the fact that that shit was just straight to the point. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do this. This is what's gonna happen.
It was longer
wasn't
too.
Like, oh man, like what's going on with Wanda? I think Vision is dead. Is he? Who knows? And it caught me off guard just because of the fact that, for one, like, I wasn't expecting Isaiah Bradley. I wasn't expecting
Elijah Bradley either. It's cool.
No, just any of the Bradleys. I wasn't expecting the
Bradley Cooper was in there.
Oh, nigga.
You stopped being Rachel Raccoon.
No.
It said Rachel.
No.
Rachel.
This. I swear. What's wrong with your hair, bro? We said the Bradleys. Isaiah Bradley, Elijah Bradley, who becomes Patriot.
Yeah, and Bradley Cooper.
Just shut.
So, all that stuff was going on, and like the final episode, that shit was because between episode 5 and 6, I really liked the ending of 5 just because it was teasing up just the what was going on with Sam's character. You know, he finally admitted that, you know, he needs to take the shield because you got decapitating America over here, bashing some dude in the chest with his with Steve's old shield, and then they fight. He gets his arm busted, and all of a sudden, like, Sam has a shield. He's training. And I love the training scenes that's going on in that episode, because it's really showing that, hey, practice makes perfect, and he ain't got it fully yet. He's still got some things to learn. He was using a lot of his prior knowledge, like his acrobatics and shit like that, which is really cool with this flying suit, because we are seeing some combos for Captain America we ain't ever seen yet. This man's over here looking like a bullet in the air.
For real. That show was so sick, dude. Like, he was able to be flying, throws the shield, hits someone, catches it, and it's like, dude, that shit is...
So he's Super Soldier now?
No, he didn't take the serum. The only one that got this.
So he's still the lame bird dude.
Yeah, he got vibranium.
Yeah, nigga, he has a vibranium suit now. You're not. Okay,
so,
he got it from Wakanda.
So if he can fucking drop out the sky, he can still survive and not fucking go on with a back pain and a limp or something. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess a vibranium suit is better than fucking Super Soldier serum in some occasions, anyway. So yeah, cool.
I mean, I think it's just really cool, just actually him having the suit. Which I gotta say, the suit, I don't know what it is with the MCU now, but they're finally starting to get to the point where they're getting even more comic accurate with their costume designs, because that is the most comic accurate by far. And WandaVision was pretty accurate. That one was like shit.
That's the thing though, because initially they actually thought it was just bad idea to be comic accurate because it was just stupid looking. But the reason they're more comic accurate of these things now is because most of the stories redesigns and most of the newer comics are the suit that they're going with now.
Right.
So most of the newer suits are just cooler, kind of like in the DC universe, how the redesign of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman outfit, all of them are just cooler looking. Flash, all of them. So
yeah, Flash was the only one that was I've never seen that before, but yeah, I mean, it's they pretty much just ripped it from the comic. That's just how, 1-to-1, it just looks like. it looks like they were like, yeah, copy paste. All right, Anthony Mackie put this on. And he was just like, go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really like Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie. They had good chemistry throughout the show, and also too, besides Sam's story, it was cool to see Bucky's story go full circle too. You know, he finally tells he told it. Yeah, it's Like I mean,
oh, buddy.
Yeah, it's. But at least you were able to give him closure. So it's like, you know, he knows how the son died, and it's cool, and it's cool that Bucky went through all this, and just you can see why Steve probably chose Sam to be the next Captain America, because he has those qualities in him. He just didn't know they were there. He just wasn't sure
chose him.
Yeah, he just wasn't sure that he was the right person.
He left a letter.
I mean, he pretty much just. Dude, you don't
remember
in
Endgame, like at the end, he's
handed him the shield.
Yeah.
Yo, we about to jump on your ass.
Yeah, I swear.
He handed him the shield. He didn't say become Captain America.
Oh my God, this fucking guy with the technicalities, man.
The keys to a car. Does that mean to tell you can't drive it? That's the same thing.
Don't drive the car. It doesn't mean the car is mine. You're going to give me a key to a Bentley.
Oh my God.
This fucking guy.
That means I ain't seeing that car again. That basically means I'm handing you
my guy. Come on, it doesn't mean it. If you don't,
dude,
say,
there are lines I can recite to you.
The is yours now. No.
Steve literally says, "How does it feel?" Sam says,
"Okay,
like it's not mine." And what does Steve say? It is. So what does that mean? Like this fucking guy with his technicalities, man. I swear. But
let's believe. You guys make believe that Captain America somehow gave his vibranium shield to this guy over here and tell him, "Hey man, enjoy being in."
When you were like Endgame and Infinity War wasn't a good movie, you must have fell asleep. You fell asleep at the end too. He literally said, and the thing is, though, I know you remember because even when that first episode came out, it recapped and it showed Steve giving him the shield.
Yeah. Fucking Izzy over here.
Let's believe that's what happened.
Alright, man. Whatever you say. Yeah.
Anyway, that shit right there. Basically, the Flag Smashers, which was like, you know, I kind of wish they had some more stuff. Like, I had a little bit of gripes. And before I get to that, like, they did do some changes because there was going to be a virus going on, but you know, because of COVID and they don't want to be insensitive, I guess, or some shit. Like they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So they really heavily watered down the Flag Smashers plot.
Yeah, you could tell because by the end they weren't that important, honestly.
No, they weren't. They were just like putting on masks and be like, one world, one people, like that. And I mean, even like, okay, because like Sharon Carter, I didn't like her being there that much because of fact, and I know it wasn't a lot, but it's just I wish they didn't show her at the end of episode 3 where she's like, yeah, we have a problem because it's like they talked about the power broker, they're going to Madripoor, and you're automatically gonna think, okay, Sharon Carter, she used to fuck with Steve Rogers and stuff like that. She's off the grid. She somehow is, I'm assuming, like a rich person out of nowhere. Who do you think?
Well, see, and here's the inconsistency with that people have brought up too with the Sharon Carter character is the show basically seems like it retcons because during the blip, like I believe. It wasn't Infinity War. Whichever one where they was going through the roster of who got snapped. Sharon was on there, so I guess they just either retconned or forgot that she was snapped because they said during that 5-year time period is how she accumulated all that power and became the power.
She saw that opportunity of the blip and the snap to disappear.
That's a good point.
Hard shit that she was doing.
That's a good point. Because that did happen to Ant-Man.
Because you keep forgetting that she's like a freaking crazy ass spy herself. She's not just anybody.
That is true. Good point.
She may have been an opportunity to disappear.
She disappeared off the grid, so they
Right.
didn't know who she was. They just assumed that she was probably snapped. So that does make sense.
Yeah.
But like, still, like, you know, you show that scene right there, was just like a tease. You're like, man, we know that you're the power broker because like it wasn't gonna be anyone else. She had too much knowledge. She somehow knew where the right things were at. It's just like, yeah, no, you're the power broker, and
yeah, they could have done a better job.
Towards the end, you know,
Misdirecting.
it's really showing how bad of a person she became. She like melted a dude's face off in a car. She's like,
Yeah, when that scene happened, I was like, what the fuck?
What if it was just a mercy kill, though? I mean,
Mercy kill? No, she.
boil lasagna.
Yeah, no, you should, Izzy. When you see, you will see. Like, no, this nigga's face is like horribly disfigured. Like he's melted.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay.
That dude is dead. He got.
What did he do to her again?
It was a flag smasher.
Yeah.
So he was a bad guy.
Bro, they're both bad guys.
Yeah, they're both
She
bad.
was actually cutting loose ends, and she was like, "Okay, Bucky, you take care of him." And then she bumped into the guy, put like a mercury bomb on his like on his shirt or jacket. He got in the car. He started driving. All of a sudden, and then, like I said, he just. I mean, it's not really just showing how bad she is. It's just really showing like how brutal she became, because before, like, yeah, she was just there to like be the good person, but now she's just like, any means necessary. And
fuck Steve, fuck Aunt Peggy.
Well, she's pretty much making sure the bad guys stay down, and whenever that fellow bad guys see them dying in a horrible way, they'll rethink that decision and get rehabilitated.
No, Izzy. That organization, didn't you hear what he said? One world, one mind. They're on some, like, honestly, some culty shit, where it's like, you're gonna die for the cause, my nigga, right? Right?
Yeah, that was the funny thing too, because it was really showing how far Carly was going. So where, like, before they're all rooting for her, and then she's like, at the end, she said, "Oh, they ruined our plan. We are going to die." And they're like, "Oh." Yeah,
the looks on their faces, they're just like,
we're gonna die. She's like, "One world." They didn't even say it. She's like, "One world." They're all hesitant. And the thing is, I was like, they thought they're gonna go to prison, and then fucking Alfred Pennyworth over here blew him the fuck up in the little cargo.
Man, that butler's.
Yeah, he's over here like
smiling and
shit like that with the white gloves on. Just, it's done, Master Wayne. Like.
Yeah, no, you know, fucking Zemo. He's just waiting for the news. This nigga just started smiling and laid back in his bed. I was like, wow.
So happy. He looked at us. He looked at the
kind of in one of those Looney Tunes cartoons where you just see, like,
God.
The guy who always hunting a rabbit talking about, "I'm hunting rabbits." He never fucking smiles.
That's exactly what he did. He looked directly at us, smiled, and laid on his back like he was on vacation. I was like, damn, this dude got the last laugh for sure.
He definitely did. Like, that's the type of shit, that's what made Zemo so much cooler, because I remember back with Civil War, I didn't particularly care for his character just because I felt like he was shoehorned in there.
There were way too many stuff going on. So
yeah, but here, he got a lot of time to shine. This nigga's manipulative, he's intelligent, and he always has backup plans. So even though he got caught, he didn't care, because he was gonna get his way either way, basically.
Right, and that's what they were trying to portray in Civil War, but that didn't come out right because of the time limit.
Yeah.
But like, he really fucking got Steven and Tony like good by like.
He did, but honestly, my whole argument with that, and I know we're going on a tangent, but my whole argument with that is like, honestly, the way Zemo went about that, like tearing the team apart, like he honestly didn't even need to be there. Like honestly, anyone could have just been like, hey, Iron Man, have you ever seen this video right here? And then he's like, what the fuck? He's like, is that Bucky? Alright, I'm pulling up on this nigga right now. That honestly could have just happened out of anywhere.
Really. That's true, but they still had to have a central figure where like that hate is gonna get directed to anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And you just wanted to see it in person, because you're right. He could have literally just sent that dude an email and just be like, boop. He's like, yeah, this you? This your parents? He's like, oh.
Exactly.
Like that's seriously what he could have done. But yeah, no, I really like the setup what's going on for that show because like
we got some potential Dark Avengers and Thunderbolt shit going on. Like it's gonna get crazy, man.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the whole thing with Sharon Carter, she's kind of pretty much setting up for Armor Wars because she's talking. She's like, I got all the details. I got all the inside info, all the experimental weapons. Yeah, like we in this bitch. Like she clearly learned nothing from Tony Stark. She's pretty much doing exactly what he's doing or what he did. What was I about to say? Fuck, I guess I lost it. But yeah, no, really good show. Oh no, it was funny because of the fact that towards the end they had a little cookout and stuff and they're celebrating. And I think this was like after Sam pretty much gave Isaiah Bradley his due diligence. With the monument and stuff. And you had the cookout where I'm not gonna lie, Bucky's probably gonna fuck Sam's sister. Oh no, they're definitely if they haven't already, like they're definitely about to be fucking. Yeah. like as soon as he said, "Hey, I'm Sam," or "Hey, I'm James," just like, "Oh, who are you?"
He's over here going with freaking first name, baby.
When he first met her, he was like, "Oh, hey, Sarah, I'm Sam," and. Or it's like I'm James, and Sam was just like nah.
Yeah. He, the way he looked at him, he was like, yeah, just not photo my sister, dude. It's like, bro, like honestly, would you rather be with that nigga or some random nigga you don't know? At least you know, fucking Bucky's a good person for the most part.
No, that guy's a killer.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was. Like, come on, bro. He got that shit taken care of in Wakanda. So
we should just believe that these African people somehow is helping the colonizer, huh? Yeah.
You're saying that, and you haven't even watched it. They literally have a scene where like Okoye is or not Okoye, Ayo is literally testing his trigger words, and it doesn't trigger him.
Right.
So.
And we should believe that they didn't add a new Wakanda trigger word in there and wait to activate that new White Wolf. Huh?
Do you see how this nigga's mind works? Like, what the fuck?
That brings up an interesting thing, though, because they do have a safety mechanic to deactivate his arm.
Yeah, which that was cool. That
was shown in the thing. So Izzy, you're kind of on the mark, but you're slipping. I don't know what you're on right now. What kind of raisins you're eating? But
this nigga just his mind just goes left. I swear.
Premature dementia or something. How do we know that they're like this?
Oh, since we're
you guys are just taking that word for it.
Nigga, they said it. All right, like let's just move this fucking guy. This fucking guy.
If I had to give that shit a rating, I think that would that's one of my favorite ones out of the Disney Plus shows so far. Can't wait for Loki. It's a drought.
We gotta wait till fucking
That's not a
June.
Drought. Jupiter Legacy is coming out on Netflix pretty soon.
Bro, is Jupiter Marvel? Because I said it's a Marvel.
No, you not said Marvel drought. You just said it's a drought.
Well,
speaking, give me those raisins.
Speaking of Marvel shit, I wanted to talk about. Some of the now. When I say this shit, I obviously take it with a grain of salt, but there have been plot leaks for Spider-Man here, Spider-Man 3, and basically the person who leaked this stuff, they have some credibility as they call Val or Madam Hydra, whatever you want to call her, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, who appeared in... Huh?
That's a tongue twister.
It really is, but they told us about her appearing in Falcon Winter Soldier way before she did, and well, she did, so hence he has credibility. So basically what this person said is that the way it's gonna work with like the multiverse stuff and like timeline thing is like, so like like pretty much everything is breaking down. So you have like Green Goblin, William Dafoe, apparently he's going to be coming in as like one of the main villains along with Doc Ock, and they're going to be taking like in points of time where I guess before they die, obviously, especially the Green Goblin because he's actually fucking dead, canonly, but he's getting taken, before he dies, and this leads to. Now, the person said they don't know who the character is, but we pretty much all in agreement that they said he's gonna kill one of Peter's friends, and by Peter, because in this movie we're gonna have all three Peters, Toby's, Andrew's, and Tom's. So Tom, he kills, we're thinking Ned, and this prompts Peter to try and kill him, and that's gonna be an interesting dynamic because we were kind of making fun of the whole situation, where Peter's probably like crying with a charred body in his hands because he just got blown up by a pumpkin grenade or something. But it's gonna be interesting with that. And they also said with the plot leaks that there are going to be scenes of all three Spider-Men together fighting villains and separately. So like I guess maybe when they first come into the world, like. And maybe Tom Spider-Man isn't aware that they're there. Maybe they're going around and he's hearing like, well, why does it seem like there's three Spider-Men? And he's like, okay, what's going on here? So maybe he tracks them down or something like that. So
I kind of hope not Tom Holland Spider-Man, but one of the other ones dies, because in Spider-Verse, none of the Spider-Men died. So that would be interesting.
The original, what's his name, died. Peter Parker died.
Well, I mean, like, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, like, I don't know, I can go for either one. Like, if Andrew Garfield died, it would just basically be, like, Ultimate Spider-Man. But if Tobey Maguire died, it'd be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I get to see Uncle Ben now. It's been,
I thought
years.
Tobey was the Ultimate Spider-Man. Why, Garfield was the,
Wouldn't you consider Tom to be Ultimate Spider-Man?
I don't know, because it's just like Andrew Garfield had the Ultimate Spider-Man costume. Like it was like the most comic accurate looking one, and he had the big eyes. Like,
okay,
I don't know, because like Tom Holland, the whole MCU is actually kind of loosely based off of the Ultimate Universe.
You're right. That's why I said that.
It's just kind of strange, and I don't know. I don't know what Tobey Maguire would be, though. I think he might just be amazing, but...
Right. Because he kind of... honestly, his Spider-Man kind of reminds me of that animated Spider-Man, the one that we always talk about.
The one where they yell a lot?
Yeah, and then the fucking weird-ass comments, checks in the mail, baby, that type of nigga, like... Yeah. So... Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, but if it's true, like, I can't wait, because I love... One of the best things about Spider-Man was William Dafoe's Green Goblin. Green Goblin is awesome. I'm assuming, if he is coming back, since, technology has progressed so far since then, they might, tune up his outfit and shit. He might look really fucking dope. So...
Yeah, please, for the love of God, give him a more comic accurate look. Like, I get that it was, like, in the early 2000s, but the weird thing was the fact that you remember that scene in the first Spider-Man where like Green Goblin tricked Peter and thinking that he was like trying to save an old lady, and he was with Shaw.
Yeah.
Why didn't that not get burnt on him where it looked like Green Goblin garb? Like, I'm not sure why they just like, oh yeah, let's have this little Easter egg where he looks like Green Goblin for the first time instead of like a green biker.
Right.
It's just strange. Like, I don't know. I really hope they update it, but
you guys still remember that movie in detail? That movie.
I remember that. I remember that movie in detail.
Yeah, you know how many times I saw Spider-Man 1, dude?
Did y'all watch that recently or something?
No, I
have
haven't.
not seen that movie in about 10 years now.
Yeah, I can recall a lot of shit.
Just because there's a lot of funny moments just in that movie, like.
And plus, are you forgetting there's YouTube where you can literally look up any scene you want of any movie?
That's just the problem. I'm not really interested in that movie anymore. All of them was just awful to me.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
yeah, you're not.
Him having like erectile dysfunction, like.
And we all know the abomination that was Spider-Man 3. We don't talk about that one. Fucking Topher Grace, Venom, smiling nigga, like, God. I'm so happy Tom Hardy is Venom, man. Honestly. God.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best Venom out there, but He's
Nigga, we this is the best Venom we got. Stop being a sour puss, nigga.
I mean, like live action, yeah, he is.
Yeah, obviously live action, because animated, I don't know who would be the best Venom we've gotten. I have no idea. I don't
know. They haven't really put
Agent Venom.
I mean, you're talking about like I don't know, because like they had the only Agent Venom I know is from a cartoon from that one Spider-Man show, but he was just like a jock with lightning bolts cut into his hair. Right. He wasn't really like that good. Like I don't consider those TV shows like acting good, because they're kid shows and stuff like that. So,
right.
I mean, he was way more in tune with the symbiote than anybody else, anyway.
Yeah, but I think that's just because of the fact that like in that point, Flash Thompson was an asshole, and then the symbiote was like, "We like this." Yeah. Like, man, this is good. Like,
yeah,
that boy good.
That's funny. So, we can get into some, because we have some games stuff here too. Let's just go with the Sony shit, because this is a quick one. To the surprise of no one, Sony changed their minds on allowing customers to be able to continue buying PS3 and PS Vita games, and they're not shutting down the stores. Good choice, you idiots. Never should have fucking done that.
That is a surprise to me, because when they did that, I thought that was going to be it. I don't know what it is with these companies that are making these wild ass decisions. Like when Microsoft decided to try to make games or Microsoft Gold $120.
That was so.
I don't know what it is
funny.
With that, but like I guess it's happening with Sony too, because I was like, this is stupid. This is really dumb. Why you would just take away the store, because people are like, I want to play these games, and they're like, oh, why would you want to do that? I'm not going to go there, but
yeah, we've had that talk extensively for sure. So thank God for you guys not being a fucking idiots. Now all you need to do is commit to backwards compatibility, and we'll be straight.
You know who we also got to thank over here? All the complaining fans. Thank you guys. You did a hero's job right there.
Yeah.
Keep fucking nagging these damn corporations and telling them when they're doing stupid shit.
For sure.
Yep.
And speaking of Sony, well, I guess because they're associated with them as a studio for them, we have this fucking Days Gone director right here. This is kind of like, everyone's been talking about this shit. But this man came out for some reason and basically said, yeah, don't be disheartened when you don't get a sequel to the game. If you don't buy it at full fucking price. And he's like, I remember when I used to make PSP games and, people would just fucking pirate them. It's like, nigga, how does that have any relevance to the current state of gaming right now? Don't be mad at us because you didn't get a sequel. The only reason you didn't get a sequel is because Sony are fuckheads. They looked at a critic score on Metacritic and said, 71, not good enough, no sequel. And it's like, if anything, you should be mad at them. Like, nigga. Like,
I ain't going front. Like, that's a weird case of projection right there to the wrong person. I mean, I guess they really couldn't because, that's like their overlords, but...
Right.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
But that's the thing, though. Like, I know, like, Days Gone release with, like, a minimum bugs and whatever, but this guy cannot expect everybody, like, just because you think a game is going to be good and just go and buy it off the bat.
Exactly.
Without having to see or, like, know where your money is going at. Because you don't want to invest in your money in a fucking crap game that is buggy as hell.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, you're right, because you should have released it on PS5, or at least delayed it, like, by a couple months, because when it first came out, the aim was awful.
Yeah, I heard it was really
fucking it was just the worst. So don't talk about, you guys need to buy this game at full price. Fuck you.
Yeah, like, nigga, no one's doing that. Matter of fact, the only reason I played your game was, guess what, nigga, it was free on PS Plus. You think I'm just, let me just go buy this at full price because I need to support the... Nigga, fuck you. I'm not doing that. It's free. And you better, and if anything, that's good for you niggas because you're getting traffic towards the game from people that never even experienced it or cared about it before. So that's good for you. And maybe, just maybe, Sony will change their minds in the future, because for right now, as we've talked about, is for some reason, these niggas are just so focused on big AAA games that win awards, which that's going to bite them in the ass, but we'll see how they'll see how that works out for them. Yeah. Since they don't want to, actually commit to new projects and make new shit. Instead, they want to remake The Last of Us 1 and all the other games that don't need to be fucking remade. But I digress. So we have some stuff here for Apex, and we've let it be known we're pretty big Apex fans, and there is a lot of shit coming to Season 9, and it starts this week on May 4th, which is going to be fucking awesome. So, we got a new arena mode, where basically it's 3v3. That shit looks like it's going to be fun, like a nice distraction away from just the normal Battle Royale. We got, obviously, a new weapon, and I will tell you guys all about that, like the new hop-ups and shit, because I feel like we should be thorough. And we got, the new Legend Valkyrie. She looks like she'll be pretty fun. She doesn't look like, from what I've seen, she doesn't look like she'll be overpowered. She looks like she will be balanced very well from the start. Because basically, oh yeah, and also with the arenas mode, they basically made specific maps like tailored for that mode. So it's not like we'll be just thrown on King's Canyon and niggas have to go halfway across the map just to find, the other team. So that's cool. Valkyrie, she has her VTOL jet, so you use your jetpack to reposition to high places. She has limited fuel, so you can't just be floating in the air for forever. I think that's pretty balanced pretty well. She has a mini rocket swarm, where it's like you blast these rockets over like a span of area, and it kind of does like a arc star effect. Not quite as bad, but still like enough to stun you, so that's cool. And I think this is what's gonna get her a lot of play right here. This is why I think I'm gonna enjoy playing against her, because I know sometimes we get into fights we don't always come out victorious on. So her ultimate is the fact that basically I can connect these two like lines to you guys, and we just fly the fuck out of there and just go somewhere else. Like that is awesome, man. Because if there's like a instance where maybe we're fighting a team and like fucking our luck, like 3 teams come in, and we're just like, yeah, nah.
No, it takes a while for that line to connect.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course. So we need to be in a good place. Obviously, it has to be balanced, because that would be pretty dumb if it was just like, yeah, connect and go. Like that would be like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
Like, but
that'd be
still.
good to have like a Pathfinder and that actually be there then, because that means I'd be able to like put a line down, and then all of a sudden you put your ultimate down, we just fly away, and they'd be like, where'd they go? Like,
yeah. I swear, one thing I feel like they should add for Pathfinder is the ability to cut his lines. You know how cool that would be?
no, honestly, they really should. Just because of the fact that I'm so tired. Whenever like I put a line down,
People just
and
take
these
your line.
these curious motherfuckers are just like, yep, okay, like, man, no, fuck you. Because half the time, or not half the time, but a good portion of it, people literally will just hop on our line, somehow fuck us up, and then they just ride back down. They're just like, yeah, we have fun, bye. Like, man, that's some bullshit.
It is.
You want to make people actually want to play the 3v3 mode? Bring back Skulltown.
Yeah, I hope they do that. Like, cause like I said, they made these tailored maps, and some of these places it looks like we've never even been here. Like this looks like a city we've never even been to. So there's no reason why they can't make a small little Skulltown map for that arena mode. I'm definitely gonna try it out. It looks fun. And speaking of,
where do these buildings even come from? It's not like people are actively working on.
Why do you guys like Skulltown so much? I didn't particularly.
it was just
like,
mayhem,
for
chaos.
3v3 it makes sense. For 3v3 it makes sense. For them to do it, because it's close enough, but it's very spacious to where you can move around.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So,
Speaking of maps, there, as usual, we're not getting a new map, but they're updating the Olympus map, and I believe, again, I don't know why. I don't know why they just don't have all 3 maps in rotation. I think for this season, it'll be this new Olympus map with the new fucking growth all over it or whatever, and then we'll be going back to what's that other map? Why am I forgetting? World's Edge. World's Edge, man. I'm so happy about that because Kings Canyon. I hate Kings Canyon.
Kings Canyon, man. Like
so
that map
fucking
was like fine before they updated it to what it looks like now, but like God, man, it's just so stupid because there's so much open space now where, especially that part where you're by the bunker. I hate that part specifically just because of the fact that, like, you're walking there and there is at least a 55% chance there's another team on the other side.
right.
And it's just like, man, I do not feel like getting hit because sometimes we'll go into the building by the bunker and so we hear ding, and yeah, we're already about to get bombed. So no, fuck that map. I can't wait.
Yeah, me either. Well, I remember, like, it always seems like that for seasons, like, where you have these maps and you play them for forever, for the whole season. It's like, oh man, I missed that map. I'm not gonna miss Kings Canyon, man. I'm just not. It's third party central, man.
You guys are saying that right now, but like, you're also like advocates for bringing all the other map, like have all those 3 maps in rotation.
Yeah, I mean, just to flavor it up.
Once you do that, though, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get map fatigue again, and like talking about, hey, this is just too many map rotation. Why can't they just stick to 2?
No.
I don't know.
More is better.
Before I get like that.
Yeah, more is better because like, if let's just say, because the way they have it now, like maybe you wait like 30 minutes to an hour before the map changes, and that's fine because then you could just play a couple games on that map and then it switches, and it just makes it. And plus, they can also add in too, like the variations of the maps too, like maybe maybe you have like, I don't know, a map at night or something. Just small things like that could make it different.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to like just do the vanilla shit all the time. But moving on, because there's quite a bit to cover here. This I think is cool. So now they're doing starter kit and loot changes, right? So players will now start a match with a starter kit consisting of a level 1 Evo shield, a helmet, knockdown shield, plus 2 shield cells and syringes. So that means basically, pretty much gone are the days where you land down and you can just get pummeled to fucking death so easily because niggas just smack you in the back of your head repeatedly while you're trying to find a gun or they gang up on you. You at least have a little leeway to like run, try to get a gun before them. But here's the cool thing. We've removed level 1 helmets and knockdown shields from the loot pool. Spawn chances for level 1 Evo shields in the loot pool have been significantly reduced. Along with the lowered and removed spawn chances for these items, we've rebalanced the loot pool such that higher level versions of these items will appear nearly the same as they do now, but other item types will appear more often. Weapons, ordnance, health, ammo, etc. So that's great. Good thing. Then they added in ground emotes, which I think that's hilarious. As a Loba main, A1 emote. So that one is just great. They we got the battle pass. Here's something that's cool. They removed low profile. So like Wraith had it, Lifeline had it, Watson had it. Where basically because they had such a smaller frame, they took increased damage. They took that off, which honestly cool because I like to play Watson every now and then. So it's nice that my dome will get split open easier than before. So that's good. But they changed some legends around. We got Lifeline, her deploy shield for her revive. Unfortunately, that's gone, but it's cool now because now you can revive 2 players at the same time. That is fucking awesome. And not only that, you can now cancel active revives in progress. So basically, let's say I'm reviving you, and one guy's rushing me, and I know he's going to kill you. I can stop that revive, and you can put your shield up until like I deal with him, basically. So that's good, because before I don't think you could ever cancel the revive. So if I gave you a revive and some niggas rushed me and he just shot you in the head, there was nothing I could do about it. So that's good.
The whole Lifeline thing though is like taking away the shield. That sucks. Reviving 2 people. That's gonna be
That's gonna
good
be
unless.
overpowered as hell.
Yeah.
Well, no. The reason why I say that it could be is because of the fact that if I see two people getting revived, I'm throwing grenades. Y'all know I
Yep.
got that thing on me. I'll be throwing 2 grenades, and they'll just look at each other. They'll be like, "Oh, like, it's gone." Like,
Right.
then you're down. Then you're down like 2 people.
But what's
So
funny? But what's funny though, that could actually be a game changer in a lot of situations, especially a
it
situation
could be.
where you have
Yeah.
like 1v1 and you have two of your teammates down, and this person just straight up like press the revive and they just revive both their teammates while they're still shooting at you.
Is there a
Covering their
distance
teammates.
between how far they have to be from each other?
It
I think
doesn't
they pretty much have
say.
to be probably pretty
Probably
close.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
can't
say.
go and have
So, like,
drop.
probably, the best bet would be like if both of you are down and then like you go in a building, I go in, revive you, and go out the back and try to give some cover so you can at least get up. But
Gotcha.
yeah. And they also, to continue with her changes, they increased her healing with her drone, so it'll heal a lot quicker. So that's good. And
Thank God,
her
man.
the best thing they did, because her ultimate was fucking useless, it got a cooldown reduce, and now it guarantees an upgrade in 3 categories. So let's say we all have blue shields. If I call that package, it's going to be guaranteed a purple in there. And that could be for a gun attachment, it could be for your shield, it could be like a helmet, a backpack, any of those things. So fucking thank you for that. Because her fucking super was useless before. You call it down, and not only that, niggas would know where you're at because you called that down. So there's got to be a risk and reward with that. Like, I should be able to just know, oh yeah, like someone, like Izzy doesn't have a purple shield yet. Let's call it down and get him one. And at least by the time we get rushed, we have a better chance because we have good gear. So that's good. Octane, Izzy, I know you play Octane a lot. I told you about this change before, but basically what they did was for his stim, they reduced the cooldown on it, so it can be used every 1 second. But here's the thing. It takes a lot more HP to do it now. So every time you use it, that's 20 health points. So, which means, yeah, you probably want to be careful where you're stimming. I mean, if you're the last one alive and maybe you got your banners, maybe you just stim the fuck out of there. Because you have no other choice.
I'm kind of tired of how these
Wait,
Octane
so you
really
mean
go
I can
nowhere.
use my energy steroids better, more?
Yeah, you can use it more, but nigga, just be careful because before you know it, half your health could be gone because of how much health that shit takes. That's all I'm
You
saying.
got like 5 times before like I guess 2.
All I'm hearing is more steroids.
Yeah, that's fine, but then you're gonna get shot in the back. You're like, guys.
I'm always gonna be like that, regardless of me getting shot or not, bro.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
It's all like I said, it's annoying when they were doing that, and or when players are doing that when Octanes would just shoot us, fucking run off, and then like
again.
yeah, and they would just come right back, and you're like, you bitch, like
For real.
that's the most annoying thing about an Octane player. Like, I'm not sure. I don't think I played like that at all. Usually, I would just rush in there, gun them, and then like make sure they're down. Like that's it. I don't do that little run and tag shit. That's like such a bitch move right there. But
it is.
That's pretty cool. I was also gonna mention too for Xbox players. You don't. I mean, I'm not sure if this has went into effect already, but. Xbox players don't need Xbox Gold in order to play Apex Online, which is weird because I didn't even think that wasn't even a thing.
It was. Like, initially, they still needed Gold to play free-to-play games online.
Which is weird that's the case because on PlayStation, I don't even need PlayStation Plus to play it.
No, you don't. They took that out a while ago.
You know, that change with Xbox just happened recently when they try to increase the price, right?
Yeah, I also heard too that Xbox Gold might be changing it to where you can do party chat without Gold too. So they're kind of going the PlayStation route, which is, about time. About time they do that because that's the thing that's going to get more people to play.
Yeah,
since they're dominating the game.
And it's going to actually encourage more people to probably buy Gold anyway if they can just chat with their friends online.
Yeah.
Speaking of games,
continue. Oh, I was gonna continue on real quick.
God damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes. I'm gonna speed through them, but here's the best one for me. As a Loba main, for fucking finally, they're fixing her goddamn tactical because now she can run and slide at full speed while aiming the bracelet and while the bracelet is in the air. Loba will no longer be slowed after translocating. Thank God, for fuck's sake. You know how long that shit was broken? Fuck. But
There are so many.
her.
There are so many fucking Lobas that get killed just because of the fact they teleport and they're just like fatigued. And
Yeah.
they just get shot up.
Like,
Do it.
yeah, that shit was trash before, so now I actually feel like I can play as her. Now, here's a good one. They're nerfing Horizon, thankfully, because now, you know, I don't know if you guys ever encountered this. You probably did, like, whenever we're fighting enemy Horizons. But, like, what the strategy is when you're getting shot at is to just use your tactical and then stay at the very top of it and, like, fucking go back and forth, like, bob and weave and shit. Well, you can't do that no more. Good luck with that. Because they decreased the time you can stay at the top of it, of her gravity lift, and like how much you can side to side, you know, dodge bullets and all that bullshit. Fuse is getting a second stack of his knuckle cluster, so that's cool. You can fire two of those off now. Bangalore's smoke is getting thickened, so I guess when you use it, it's, you know, harder to see through unless you have a Bloodhound or Crypto or some shit like that.
It's already hard enough to see as it is. Unless you got the gold sights, which I mean, I love doing that when I play as Bangalore, when I just have the gold sights and
yeah, gold sights too. I forgot about that.
Start whacking them.
Crypto, his drone can be used to scan and open care packages now, so that's cool. And I quickly want to talk about these hop-ups because, man, so with the bow that we're getting, there are these two hop-ups that are coming in. Shatter Caps and Deadeye's Tempo. So the Shatter Caps, here's what it says. Fire select to toggle between standard mode and shatter mode. In shatter mode, round split into blast pattern on firing. So basically, you're going to have like a fucking shotgun. Like, and this can be for the bow and the 30-30. So which means at long-range engagements, if I have a 30-30 and I get rushed, at the very least, I'm not going to be completely defensive because I have that as a weapon to use, right? So I can just switch that shit to shotgun mode and be like, yeah, and they get 5 shots at once. You know, like that's fucking dope. And then you have Deadeye's Tempo, which basically means firing at the perfect time increases the fire rate, and that can be used on the Sentinel and the bow. So that might actually make using the Sentinel a lot better. Because being able to get shots off faster, that's dope. So, yeah, I think that's about it. The rest of it is just like, you know, quality of life shit. But all suffice it to say, looking forward to season 9. This could be like one of the best seasons we ever had, and I can't wait. So, should be fun.
It's gonna be nice to get back into it. Actually, no. But instead of the gaming, I'm gonna go back to movies because. Outside of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I watched them, Mortal Kombat, Scorpion's Revenge, Invincible. I just want to say for them, because I thought I talked about it last podcast, but I didn't. But compared to Lovecraft Country, them is fucking terrible. Because I'm so sick and tired of seeing people exploit black trauma for the sake of entertainment. There is nothing fun or even enjoyable about these characters getting tormented. Like, you have these cartoonishly racist people in the neighborhood of Compton, which is the only thing that surprised me is that Compton was white back in the day. But yeah, you have these characters over here that have to deal with racist neighbors and racist ghosts, which is just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're gonna have ghosts don't even usually like people, yet the only thing they hate worse, I guess, is black people in this show. So there's it's stupid because it's like none of these characters get a comeuppance at all, or not a comeuppance. They don't get their just desserts because I might be saying that wrong, but it's just nothing but tragedy. Like you have like suffering from a god damn. You have a dad who's like suffering from PTSD from the war because it was like during like he served in the 40s. The mom lost her child because of the fact that, and this was gross. This was a gross scene, but she got home invasion, and then they assaulted her, and then put her newborn child in a blanket, and then threw her around. Threw him around until it like hit his head, and it's just like it's just fucking whack. And then they have this one part where they had to do a flashback where it was basically showing how everything came to be, and it was more torture. They took these people in. It was like these Amish people or something like that, and the leader of the group was so like engulfed into the vision of God that he fucked up his actual vision and started seeing black people as demons. So he killed them. And it's just like, what's the point of watching this show right here? Like, I don't like the person who made this. Clearly was inspired by Jordan Peele and Lovecraft Country, but it just was not interesting.
Gotcha.
I'm tired of seeing these people. I'm tired of seeing these white racist demons fucking tap dancing and shit right here, trying to copy Lovecraft Country, and seeing like scary black people just fucking looking at shit, terrified. Like that's what's going on. Like there's a podcast that was talking about it too, where he was like, this guy, there's like a scene that lasts for 30 seconds. Dude's just fucking staring at shit. Like, fucking dumb. Stop making this shit, man. Like, God. And then there was like Mortal Kombat, which is like, Mortal Kombat was okay. I watched it for a second time, and it took me a while to kind of see it, but it's just like the framing and the camera shots are just weird. Like the one thing that kind of caught me off guard was just when Hanzo or Scorpion was fighting Bihan. He got stabbed, and the scene where like he stabbed for the first time, it showed him like the front view, and then it went back to him like, you know, reacting off of getting stabbed. And it's just weird. A lot of these like camera jumps is just fucking strange.
I wanted to talk about Mortal Kombat too, but I'll wait until it's my turn.
Yeah, and like Cole as a character is completely unnecessary because I don't know, like that guy can't really. His lines kind of suck because when it started snowing, he's over here. It sounded like a fucking porn. He said, yeah. He said, look, it's snowing in July. And it's just like, bro, you couldn't have delivered that any better. Like,
He was surprised, man. Snow in July.
Yeah, but I know you, Izzy, would say that a lot better than what he did. Like, he's just like, oh, it's snowing. And then on top of that, Sub-Zero is the worst assassin ever, letting everyone know he's coming to kill someone by making it snow in July.
Technically, he isn't the worst assassin ever. He just had powers, and he knew like whoever had a mark at that time didn't have any special abilities. So
I guess, but
he was just trying to terrify the shit out of them. He has fun doing that. I mean, he did show that at the beginning of the movie where he terrified Hanzo's wife before killing her. Like he said, actually a good guy over here, but he's just a douche.
Yeah,
he's an asshole.
Yeah, that's just kind of my gripes. I like the fight scenes. You know, there's some things that are gonna be kind of corny that they're gonna be like, "Oh, finish him" and stuff like that. And
get over here.
Yeah, like that. No, like that right there. Like I'm like, okay, I expect to hear that, but yeah, just some of the things just weird. Like, why did you give Sonya Blades like actual like gauntlets?
Yeah, that's something I was gonna.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. Like, she could have just had a gun. Like,
that's what I was gonna.
That's so. Yeah, no, it is weird. Like, why the fuck does she not have a gat on her? Like, someone could have literally just been charging at her. She shot him right in the face. She's like, yeah, victory. That's it. What are you gonna say?
Oh well, you know, I have my list and everything, but I'll just start off with Mortal Kombat. So yeah, after watching Mortal Kombat, and then I watched Mortal Kombat Legends, like you guys said, and I gotta say, after watching that, it's just like some of the things that the movies does, like, it kind of doesn't make any sense. Like, why did you make it to where these niggas have to have, like, unlock their inner light to get their power? And much like what you just said with Sonya, like, literally she had a gun in that shot those, like, purple beams. So why the fuck does she have something on her wrist unlocked from her inner light? Why? Why couldn't it have just been a regular gun? Why does everything have to be towards the inner light? Like, you're telling me the main character, this nigga, which, again, he's not interesting. Honestly, they should have just made the main character someone else. But, yeah, you're telling me his inner power is to make a suit of armor, and that's it? And weapons? Like, that's pretty lame.
Missed the purpose of his armor, though. It absorbs damage and redirects it back at whoever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Still,
Are you talking about
Cole?
Jax or Lane?
Cole.
Cole. Yeah. I mean, I just don't think Cole was necessary, and
he wasn't.
The thing with like that right there is there's so many other characters that you could bring in instead of like making new ones, because this is how the other ones suffered. Is like they would bring in new characters without actually fully fleshing out the prior ones, and so like, because people want to see these legacy characters, why do you keep doing this thing where it's just like, oh yeah, like, you know, we got these characters right here, he can shoot snakes out of his foot, like, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go on to another one, like, why?
I think that's the problem though, because they have all these legacy characters, people already know what Mortal Kombat is. I mean, I'm talking about in like real world settings now. Like, everybody knows what Mortal Kombat is, and for them to tell a proper story, most of the characters in the story has to be like pretty in the dark about what's going on. And the only way they could have like a character that's pretty much in the dark about what's going on is to have a completely new character that hasn't really experienced what the Mortal Kombat is, and which is why they have like characters like Cole created, even though not the most interesting character or the most interesting concept, but
no, it's not. But I don't fucking know, man.
yeah, they could have just gone with Johnny Cage, in my opinion.
Yep.
He's still a freaking funny character to have as a main character, because he questions everything that doesn't, like, even stuff that will make sense. He would just question it because he's just Johnny Cage.
And have Ryan Reynolds be Johnny Cage.
That would make fucking absolutely fucking great.
Yeah,
yeah,
it would actually.
That would be perfectly
He's
fine.
good at roles like that.
Yeah,
he's for sure.
No, and he can. Yeah, no, it would be perfectly fine. Like, this prequel is kind of whack, but I really just want to see the tournament actually happen. And I want them to actually be faithful. Like, don't have these fights in certain environments, and then if you're gonna kill them, do the fatality to the environment. Don't just have Jax just hammer smash someone in the side of the head and be like, yeah, this motherfucker's work. Like, man, no, fuck out of here. Like, he looked like he was above the pit.
Yeah, drop his ass in the damn place and wash his face. Really melt off, right?
Every time I saw Jax, I just thought, what is Jimmy Olsen doing here?
Wait, is that the same guy?
Yep, it's the same nigga.
From Supergirl?
Yep.
Oh, damn, that dude got jacked.
Yeah, he did. He got buff as fuck. But
that protein shake was working really well.
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn. Another thing is too is like, man, these guys just a lot.
That's why
so much.
That's why he left Supergirl though, because they were beginning to film Mortal Kombat and it was just interfering with his schedule. So
I ain't gonna lie, I don't watch Supergirl. I don't know who's there or not. From last time I heard, Supergirl ain't even in the show. You believe that shit? That's wild. But anyways, yeah, that makes wow. But yeah, they cuss a lot in this movie, like sometimes unnecessary.
Like the F-bombs were just dropping, and every other kind of like insult that is just derogative and just
like
yeah.
I expected the little girl who I couldn't even be sure if that was a teenager or like a child.
Yeah, me
like,
either, right?
Her voice
You're talking
was
about
like
Cole's daughter?
Yeah, her voice was so deep. I was like, yo, like, how old are you?
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna start dropping F-bombs because she sounded like she was like 17 or something. The mom is just like, we gotta get the fuck out of here before another fucking four-armed fucking monster shows up. I'm like, god dang.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shit,
when they try,
out like parts, like
yeah, when they just, like, it's kind of just a little jarring when they just, like, cause there's some games that do that type of shit too, where
I
they
mean,
just cuss and
it
it's
was
just
funny
like,
with
bruh,
Kano
come on.
though.
Yeah, Kano was good.
He
He was a
was
piece
just
of shit.
yeah. His character, it just worked well with his character, just dropping a lot of random insults everywhere. But
yeah.
other characters, it just felt so out of place with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I mean, like, okay, Jackson, maybe Kano was like the only one, but like
Yeah,
everyone else is like they just kept dropping, and it's just like Jesus
because with
Christ.
Jax, he's in the military. That is just a given with the
Yeah,
territory. Everybody else, it was just weird. Like
yeah.
you have Liu Kang and Kung Lao over here trying to like partially throw insults around. I'm like, come on, bro, you guys are supposed to
That
be
dude needs
love.
to beef up. I mean, I'm not gonna body shame the guy, but like,
Are, are you
I feel
talking
like the
about
guy,
the Liu Kang guy?
yeah, because he's just kind of like
I
he
mean
does definitely have that
that's free for Liu
Bruce Lee
Kang
look.
right there though. So
That is
eventually
true.
he is gonna get to like his more accurate video game uh body
Look,
set or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, because I just pictured him actually like looking a little bit like
Because
a little
you
beefier,
gotta
like the
remember
guy
this
that.
this guy do has to fight Shao Kahn sometime in the future, and he's got to get as buff as Shao Kahn eventually. I mean, not as buff as him, but big enough where when he start throwing punches at Shao Kahn, we can believe that Shao Kahn is actually feeling the punches, you know. So
Yeah, because like the thing is like he's not even compared to like the first like the old Mortal Kombat movie. The other guy
he's
was
not
just like,
that guy size, no.
yeah,
No.
that guy was like jacked. I was like, damn. But anyways, so far, yeah, just overall like okay movie. I like the fight scenes. I like the character. I mean, it makes me like the franchise a lot more because I only played a few Mortal Kombat games in my life. Um, but yeah.
If you
Yeah,
like that, you should
I'm not
check out
really
some
into
of the
fighting games like that.
Machinima Mortal Kombat Legacy shorts that it did. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw, but I think actually they might be gone though because there was something. I was watching something and they're talking about that. I think that yeah, I'll have to look into it though. Gosh, yeah, I think I watched more than I actually played games for like the past couple weeks, just because of the fact that I've been trying to take a lot of breaks in between like a project. But I watched why did I say Wonder Woman? Justice
Justice
Society World War
Society,
II. That movie caught me by surprise. Kai,
pretty good.
you need to see that movie because basically what they got going on is like they're trying to set up another DC animated universe because they're this time they're showing the Flash. It's kind of weird that he looks older than Clark because of his jaw, like his cheekbones, the way they're drawn. Um, Essentially what it seems like is like Flash goes back in time because he's trying to stop a kryptonite bullet and he runs too fast and he ends up in World War II. But the thing is though, he comes to the realization that he's on Earth 3 or Earth 2 or something.
Earth 2, not 3.
Yeah,
And
oh,
what's
oh
funny
yeah, that's right.
those guys over there actually thought they were Earth 1.
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking about? This is Earth 1. Like, we all know that. And he was like, yeah, no, this ain't a different timeline. Because the thing is, though, is like, they somehow they were like in the present, but they had the same technology from the 40s. Like, somehow never advanced. Because
Yeah,
you had Superman in there who had like a mustache, like a French mustache. Because I didn't catch it at first, but like, Barry was looking at Clark, who was like going by Shakespeare, and he was like, "Do I know
yeah,
you?" And
do
he
I
was like, "Nah, you don't."
Yeah, I was wondering what, like, initially when he said, "Do I know you?" I was thinking about, is this guy some like one of his past like villains that he's faced
That's
in his world that he somehow
yeah,
cannot pinpoint where he's like seen this guy before? But
that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Who was that guy?" But then all of a sudden, like, I kind of wish they kind of went more into that Superman book because there is apparently a book that one guy was holding, and then that's how they showed that he was Superman. But yeah, it was a good one. If like, oh man, it ended with Barry going back to his own Earth, and he grabbed the bullet that Brainiac shot, threw it back, and it just went straight through his eyes.
It was
And
an
he just
instant
fell
kill.
back. Yeah, it was an instant kill. I was like, holy shit. I said, this Barry murders. Like,
That was just a flawless victory right there, in my opinion.
that was a flawless victory. Like, that shit was
Flawless
crazy.
victory.
So I can't wait for them to start getting them more connected up, because me and Izzy have this theory that they're basically gonna go the Rebirth route and eventually go to the Doomsday Clock event as their like finale, because there was also another scene too where me and Izzy both thought that they were gonna have some flashbacks to Flashpoint, because the climax of the movie was basically Wonder Woman versus Aquaman, and people were kind of starting to they looked like they were dying left and right, because Hawkman died, and then I thought Black Canary was gonna go next, and I was like, yep, I said it's Flashpoint all over again. So I'm looking forward to it. I like the art style, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that for sure.
that's another thing too. I guess another thing is too. Is he or did you, I'm not sure if Beam watched this, but the Yasuke Netflix came
I haven't
out.
watched it.
No, I haven't watched
Okay.
it. I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, so far me and a friend of ours, Smokey, he's watched it. It's made by the same studio that's made the recent Attack on Titan anime, the season 4, and gosh, the effects look so good. And it's kind of like Samurai Champloo, like Izzy mentioned to me earlier, which it is. And it's very like mystical too, because like they have like supernatural elements where there's like a spider demon. This little girl can kind of go like elemental Super Saiyan or something. Like, actually, I would say like WandaVision, just because of the fact that she has like powers that can affect reality. Like, she'll shatter like a training sword and then reanimate it to where it's like back to its original form. Like, here you go. But yeah, pretty good. Only 6 episodes, so.
Oh, okay. Not too bad.
Yeah, I think the one show that we should definitely talk about in more detail is Invincible. Now, I tried to get these guys onto the show way early on because of the fact that I knew Beam would like it for its excessive violence, and then I know Izzy was gonna like it because when I first started watching the show, I sent him the whole like all the volumes to the comic book, and they finally watched it, and that season finale was something else.
Yeah, that show, man. It's just like from the first episode, dude. Like I can see, like if we weren't like we're obviously gonna go into spoilers and whatnot, but if I were to tell you this about this show, like with a non-spoiler to pique your interest, it probably would sound like any run-of-the-mill superhero show, but I got it. It's not, man. Like it's like that's some other shit, bro. Like if you haven't seen Invincible, you need to watch it. Like I don't want to spoil like some of the big shit, but like the fight scenes.
Spoiler section.
You want to just go?
Here,
You
If
okay?
you haven't been here, or if you haven't watched the show, go click off to another time because this is it right here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not
So
gonna lie. You want to go ahead?
you can go. That's cool.
So, the premise of this show is basically Mark Grayson is the world. The world is pretty much like a DC Marvel kind of universe where there are superheroes and stuff like that. And you have like your own Justice League, but there's this one guy named Omni-Man who is just like the top dog. He is strong. He's pretty much stronger than their version of Superman. And his son Mark Grayson is like wondering when he's gonna get his powers because he emulates he idolizes his dad a lot because of how great of a superhero he is. But once he gets his powers, he's getting brought into this burden of being a superhero. Like he has a relationship with some girl, which is like that's
fuck that bitch.
Talk about because like that.
Fuck
God,
that bitch.
That was so annoying. But all these things go on in his life, and it's just nothing but tragedy. Like he doesn't see it yet, but of course, once you get there, you're gonna see how bad Mark Grayson's life is gonna get. And the first episode, it just kind of let us know where the direction was going with the characters. Like Omni-Man over here killed the Justice League with finesse, straight up nothing but blood. and guts and brains everywhere. In the last episode, it basically led to Omni-Man getting caught by his own son. And like any good hero would want to do, he tried to defeat his dad. That shit did not work at all. He had no chance. And the scene that caught all of our attention, all three of us, was when Omni-Man held this dude by the back of his neck like a dog who shat on the carpet and let him run into a train with a bunch of people. And that stuff was never in the comics. So it was like 10 times as bloody than the original.
Yeah.
So
that scene, honestly, it like you have to see it. Like we're talking about it, but it's just like what the fuck. Like when that shit happened, I was like, this nigga Omni-Man is insane, dude. He's just. But like you said off mic, like he was trying to prove a point to Mark. Like there's a scene before that happens where you already know what type of time Omni-Man is on. Mark saves his pilot. He saves his pilot because Omni-Man's going on his rampage, just killing, not worrying about casualties. Mark saves the pilot. Pilot's like, oh, thanks, man. I thought I was about to die. And then, what does Omni-Man do? Come up behind this man. He's just like, yeah, isn't that something? Crushes this nigga's head like a fucking grape right in front of him. And he was just like, why would you do that? He's just like, cuz, what does it matter whether this nigga dies 50 years from now or not? Like, it's just like, God, dude, like, this nigga's different right here, man. Like, that show is, you gotta watch the show, man. Like,
yeah, if you're not watching the show, like, you're missing out on something. J.K. Simmons, like, everyone had done such a good job in, portraying their characters, especially J.K. Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
He not only does he look like the character, just way more muscled up. When he delivers his lines in the final season or the final episode of the season, it's ramped up to like 11. Steven Yeun, who voices Mark, he did a pretty good job too. He really showed off his acting chops, which is, I told the guys, it was pretty reminiscent of Walking Dead, because when he's getting the shit beat out of him, he's over here slurring his words and just like, yeah, no, it's pretty good. I really like it. I think people might only complain, like they'll complain about the animation because
there were some spots where it looked kind of weird, but
yeah,
for the most part, it looked good.
They used a lot of use a lot of 3D and put in like a 2D format, but it looked very flat, so it caused a lot of it made it very janky and jarring.
Yeah, because like there was this one scene, not to cut you off,
that.
Where like I don't remember, like it was like Debbie was talking to somebody, but the way her mouth looked, it kind of almost looked like she was like her mouth was like flapping sideways. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It just looked
they had her like
weird.
A 3.4 perspective.
Yeah, it looked
wasn't like
it looked so fucking weird. I was like, what the hell?
They're trying to do like the anime thing where like, you know how people talk sideways and their mouths are like.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
It
didn't
how
work.
People do that. I'm trying to do that currently, and it's hard. It's hard to do that. And on top of that, their mouths don't move off of like lip flaps. It's a thing to because I guess to go in a little detail, in anime they don't do it like when they're talking, they're literally just opening their mouths. It looks like a hungry hippo when they're talking, because when people talk in Japanese, they don't use certain syllables or like, you know, like fa or da or something like that, how your mouths move. It's just like flap, flap, flap. Where like certain cartoons, they do that a lot, where like you can tell if they're gonna say like fuck or something, or like shoot this person or something. I'm getting real violent, but stuff like that. So, oh man, Izzy, what did you think about Mark or Amber coming back?
It was pointless.
Right? It was. Wasn't just a piece of shit thing to do. You tell this boy over here, you know he's a superhero, but I'm still mad because you didn't tell me your secret identity. And then he gets his ass whooped by his dad on live television, by the way, in 4K. And you're gonna come up to him and be like, "Oh, I missed you, baby." Mwah.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, my prediction for that is like after he gets through this dry patch of like going through all that type of shit, he's gonna come to the realization that, you know what, I don't think I love you like that. Goodbye. And just get rid of her, man, because she's no good. Like I said to you yesterday.
Toxic, but it's just like that was really bad on her part.
Yeah, fly away, fly boy.
I knew you were a superhero. I'm not an idiot. But then it's just like, why are you mad? He's like, because you didn't trust me. He's like, I'm trusting you now. I told Izzy, I was like, if I was a superhero, I wouldn't tell no one. Especially after 5 months. Fuck that.
Right.
If I was Spider-Man and someone was upset that I was Spider-Man and I didn't tell them, no. Sorry, just don't work like that.
Right.
Fucking weird. I don't know why they wrote her like that. I kind of wish they wrote her as an airhead in the comics because she was an airhead and she thought that he was a drug dealer. Like, he's always gone all the time. I just don't know what's going on. Like, yeah. And then she was happy he was a superhero too when she found out in the comics. So,
because I mean, like, it's kind of contradictory to her character, in my opinion. Because she's like this person who always like volunteers and help people out of shelter and whatnot, but all of a sudden she's getting mad at him for not
helping her at the soup kitchen,
doing his job as a superhero. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was just kind of weird to me because like she literally not force him to volunteer, but like kind of encourage him to volunteer and help people and whatnot. But she already knew he was a superhero. But
yeah, if he didn't almost fucking die.
She just straight up instead of like thinking twice about maybe he has a reason or why he didn't tell me, she just got mad at him. Hey, since we were going out, why didn't you tell me right off the bat you're a superhero?
Yeah, no, she actually didn't come out and say it. That's kind of the weird thing too.
Yeah.
She's like, so when were you gonna tell me you're a superhero? Bruh, that conversation would have went so much better because he'd have been like, I just didn't want to tell you just because of your safety and, you know, I'm new to the superhero thing because I literally got my powers the same time I started talking to you, so I'm new to this. Nope, she was just like, nope. I knew, but I was just gonna tell me.
Fly away, fly boy.
Motherfucker, like.
It kind of made her character just seem like a contradiction anyway. So
yeah, and we both have this theory too. I guess all of us have this theory that she started getting more upset because of the fact that Eve had more information about Mark than she did.
No, that's completely why.
No,
she was just mad because she was not like involved in Mark's life like as Eve was, and Eve knew a bunch of stuff about Mark that she didn't know. So I think that's why she was just straight up pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But overall, I really love that show. Like, periodically, I come and watch I come back and watch or read the comic again, just because of the fact that it's just really good. I know they're going to change it some more. The setup for season 2 is looking really bright. And you guys think?
They ordered 2 more seasons of that, right?
Yeah.
It's 2 more seasons, which is really good because,
they're gonna flush out the story better, in my opinion, if they instead of rushing it out like that, you know. So
for you guys who have just seen it and never read the comics, you think this season is good? Just wait, it gets far more better later on. Like, even the next couple volumes that's going to be in season 2 and 3 are way better than this season right here. So,
right,
this is a gold mine here.
It is, for sure. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but you got some movies that you've seen.
Oh yeah. Like I kind of went back and just rewatched some shit. So I watched this movie called Sentinel that Izzy told me about. Pretty good. About this chick who she has like PTSD from one of her missions, and her sister gets like raped, and she starts killing niggas. So
oh god.
Yeah, pretty good movie though. It's a foreign movie. It's like French, I think, but pretty good. Then I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, of course. We already talked about that. I watched Honest Thief with Liam Neeson. You already know what it is when I say
Pretty much a
namely
Liam
an
Neeson
Neeson movie. Like, I don't really need to explain. I watched the original, well, not the original, the first part of Shaft, the one that released in 2000 with Samuel Jackson. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I watched Hummingbird. That's the movie with Jason Statham where he plays like basically a hobo who used to serve. And honestly, that shit was pretty entertaining because beyond like him, like always being that stoic badass, like in this one he actually like he saw this nigga crying, he saw this nigga getting his ass beat. Like it was honestly kind of funny, but like you know he turns his life around and everything, and like it was a good movie because by the end, like one of his like I mean his girlfriend when he was a hobo, she ended up getting killed, and so what he ended up doing was like find the guy that did it at a fancy party, broke in. And actually, he didn't even need to break in. He got in because, like, he basically, like, he went through the rigor of this shit. He broke into someone's apartment, and because they weren't coming back till, like, basically the fall, he stayed there for, like, months, got his life together and everything. Well, kinda, because he started working for, like, a fucking mob boss triad shit going on, making money. But, like, he finds the guy at the party, and that scene was hilarious because he's like, what's your name right here? He's like, yeah, good to meet you. And he's just like, how about we go to the balcony? He's like, actually, I think I'm gonna go there because he could feel the energy. Like he knew this nigga wanted to kill him. He's like, I think I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Actually, he's like, no, you're going to the balcony right now. He took him. He's just like, yeah, that's the last chick you're gonna rape and kill. He just threw that nigga off the side. Because he didn't give a fuck. And that was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And then I watched Ava. That's with Jessica Chastain. She plays a assassin. Pretty fun movie, actually. I actually think I enjoyed that one more than, like, Atomic Blonde, actually. Because I just felt like that one got way more towards the point. And plus, she was really throwing hands with niggas. So, that was good. I watched I Am Mother. Another good one. Premise,
I watched that too.
Premise is basically kid is raised by an AI and she finally meets another human and that goes about as well as you can expect. There's a bit of twists in there and shit when you get to the end, so I recommend actually watching. It's a good watch. Watched Mortal Kombat, and then I watched Mortal Kombat Legends, one with Scorpion. That one was great. And then Invincible, which we just talked about. So everything was good, and I feel like there was one thing we missed. Oh yeah, it was the Shang-Chi thing. Just Marvel released a trailer recently for Shang-Chi. Not really know much about his character. I just know he's like, I guess, the best martial artist in the Marvel universe, I guess. So the choreography looked cool. It comes out September 3rd, and yeah, I'm probably gonna see it because I'm sure it's gonna link into, the broader spectrum of the MCU, and he's probably gonna join.
They're actually gonna have these guys know kung fu and it's so stupid when because they did the same thing with or they did this with who was it, Iron Fist.
Yeah, that was
never really knew kung fu.
That
like,
was
hey, guess what you're gonna do? Kung fu is like, oh.
Honestly, the best way, that's what I think, this is how they should introduce Iron Fist, maybe in Shang-Chi 2 or 3, maybe this is how you get him in there, but obviously, get a new actor, get some nigga that, actually knows, like, martial arts. And,
real life martial arts, because, like, it's easier to do a stunt for a martial art if you actually know martial art than you being, like, zero on that shit and just flipping your hands and doing weird stuff.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to see another Iron Fist. Like, he wasn't really like my favorite character of any kind, because
he's just a fucking glowing fist, fucking force push you somewhere. I mean, I'm not particularly hyped about a character like that either, but it still would just be cool just have like a broader spectrum of like heroes, like. Just to follow, and you have ground level people like Luke Cage and them and stuff like that. It would be cool just to see. Oh, also Punisher. They should keep John Bernthal though, because he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
he's not coming back anytime soon.
Well, here's the thing is that's funny is like because Charlie Cox is apparently supposed to be in Spider-Man as his attorney, in Spider-Man 3. So he could. I hope he does. If they're gonna get Charlie Cox back, there's no reason you shouldn't get most of the original actors to come back. Besides Iron Fist, of course. Recast that nigga, as we said. We don't need him, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that pretty much. Huh?
So you don't want more Danny?
No.
I swear, the way that shit started off is like, this shit is, and like I said, like from season 1 to season 2, like I will say there was an improvement for Iron Fist. Like it was better because this nigga wasn't constantly like whining like a child and doing weird shit, but they just fucking ruined it by the end because, like I said, coolest part was the fact that Danny decided to give Colleen his Iron Fist powers because he's like, yeah, I'm not really sure I'm worthy of this shit. I need to go find myself. So he gave her the powers, and it was cool because she basically infused her chi into her katana, which was fucking sick. And then they fucking ruined it when he and Ward went to Japan, and for some reason, this nigga found like. Yeah, he turned into a cowboy. He found one of the previous Iron Fist guns, and then somehow he could use the chi that was still in them and infuse his bullets. I was like, what? I just turned it off. I was like, this is just garbage. Get this shit out of here, man. Garbage. Trash. So, like, yeah, it's just stupid. So, just get that nigga the fuck out of there, man. Like, just get someone else and everything will be straight. But, yeah.
It wasn't his fault, IFS was terrible.
It wasn't, but his acting wasn't the best either, honestly. Especially when he was being mad, like, the looks on his face. The best parts about that was, like, especially the first season was some of the villains, like, Madame Gao was pretty cool with her little force push shit. And the fucking dude who killed a guy with an ice cream scooper, that shit was pretty fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. Man, and for some reason, I still remember the line when he killed him, because he was like scooping the back of his head, like stabbing him with it, and he was like, it's just ice cream, and then he like stabbed him in the back of the head, and he died. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is this? What am I watching? But, it was awful. But, yeah. I think that about wraps it everything, though. We covered everything. Oh, wait. Actually, I forgot about games.
I guess, real quick.
Yeah, like, well, I'm not going to tell you, like, what they're about, but, because you've probably already seen them. For me, I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales. Pretty good game. I'm going through a new game plus now. I'm playing Nier Automata. Good game. It's on sale, too, so if you're interested, you should probably pick it up. I got Little Nightmares because it just looked cool. It was pretty fun. It was pretty short, though. I only got it for like $7, so it wasn't that bad. And then I also got the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, but that doesn't drop till like June. So, yeah, I can't wait for that, though. So, it's me.
Yeah, speaking of Nier Automata, I ended up getting Nier Replicant 1.3.4556 or something like that. I don't know. But, really good. I really like how they animate the runs and stuff. I had to play it in short bursts, though, because it feels like so much like an anime that I guess I just get too overly stimulated with anime, and I just got to take a break from it. But I honestly think it's just also to the fact that since I animate a lot in anime format, the more I watch it, the more I analyze it. So, yeah, how fun that is.
For sure. But yeah. So, should we wrap up?
Yep. Good here.
Yeah. All right. This was the Kai Beam Podcast, episode 14. You already know what it is. Like, comment, rate, share, subscribe, all that fun shit. And yeah, you have yourselves a good weekend. Peace.